What's up guys, I'm here with another video, welcome to episode 151 of Let's Build the City. Today we're building a White Castle restaurant. Let's build a White Castle.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a White Castle restaurant. By the way, just in case you have any more building related needs, feel free to not only check out the description below, which I'll be leaving links to all of my tutorial playlists, but I highly recommend checking out the card system, where I'll be leaving more specific videos and playlists I think that you guys will really want to check out. For instance, my real life building tutorials playlist. If you like this, if this is up your alley, check out that playlist, you'll absolutely love it. But moving on, if you want to make White Castle, here's what you're going to need. Grab yourself some block of iron, and some block of quartz. Then grab yourself some stone bricks and some quartz stairs. Then grab yourself some dark blue wool, some white wool, grab orange, then some white stained glass stone bricks and some quartz stairs. Then grab yourself some dark blue wool, some white wool, grab orange, then some white stained glass block, and finally guys, grab yourself some black stained glass paint. Now we're probably gonna need some more things later on, and I've probably forgotten a few materials as I usually do, but we'll just have to deal with that as we find it. So once you have each one of these materials right here, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here. I think I've got enough room. Let me just go over to the side a little bit. Yeah, now we've definitely got enough room. So once you've figured out the spot you want to make it, and you want to kick it off with this sequence of blocks in a row on the floor, do 3 stone bricks, 1, 2, 3, followed by 1 block of iron, and on top of that block of iron, stack a row of 9 block of iron. So go on top of it by 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then go right of that 9th block by 4, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then connect that 4th block all the way down to the ground, and this is actually going to be the entrance of the White Castle. So what you want to do now, since we may as well build up the entrance, we may as well add some detail to it. So what you first of all want to do, you want to, starting from the bottom, you want to have 3 rows of black stained glass paint, except you don't want to fill in the center row, because that is going to be where the literal entrance is going to be. Like, this is the entrance archway, but here's where you're going to walk in, and just above the row of 3 glass paint you want to do a layer of block of iron. And then above that you want to do 3 more layers of glass, and this time you can actually fill in each one of the 3 rows. You can fill in all of the 3 rows in with glass, and then you want to do another layer of block of iron, and then on top of that a layer of black stained glass paint. So you'll end up with a formation that looks a little bit like this, and that's a pretty fancy looking door, isn't it? It's kind of like an A with a little bit of an added bit on top. I'm not entirely sure how to describe that, to be honest. It's kind of like an alien A, but once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. So coming back to this iron block that touches the floor that we just connected, you want to go right of this iron block by 37 with your stone brick. So that's 37.
37. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. And once you have your row 37, you then want to take a sideways view to it, and going right of this 37th block, so that direction towards, I cannot remember her name, Stacy Place, is that her? Anyway, going right of this block, you want to do a row of 44. That is 4, 4, 44s. 44. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Wow.
Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Perfect. And what you then want to do, guys, you want to take a sideways view to your 44th block, and what you now want to do is just drag it over to the right hand side. Just keep dragging it over to the right hand side. And what we want to do, we want to line it up with the very front of our White Castle. So can you see where we very first started? Just right of the entrance over there. We want to line it up roughly with that block, the very first block in place, and I believe that it's this one right here. And then we just want to connect the front of our White Castle to the back of our White Castle. So there's no real need to count all of the rows out and all of that. All you have to do is just line it up and then connect things together, and it saves us counting out another row. And what you want to end up with, it should actually be a square on the ground. It should be a square on the ground that should look a little bit like this. And doesn't this look like we've got it right? I'm pretty sure we have. So once you've reached this point right here, guys, this is what you want to do next. On top of the layer of stone bricks that we have at the base of our White Castle, you want to add an additional layer of stone bricks. So on top of that first layer, just add just one more row of stone bricks on top. And this will just go all the way around, and there's no breaks in it or anything, so you just want to just add that extra layer on, and you don't have to worry about any sort of measurements or get in the way of everything. And this will probably take a little while. If you guys want to actually know, the square itself on the ground, it should be 45 blocks by 45, so it's actually quite a big area that we're dealing with here, and it takes a little while to add any layers of anything on top of it. As a matter of fact, we're going to be adding another layer of material on top of it in just a moment. So once you have added, and we almost have, once you have added your layer of stone bricks that goes all the way around the base, so there we go, we've fortified that a little bit, we now want to add a layer of block of quartz directly onto that layer of stone bricks. Now the layer after this is going to be a little bit more interesting, just a little bit more interesting, not too much. We don't want to get crazy now, but the next layer is going to be a little bit more interesting. What we're going to be doing is we'll be adding in kind of like the placeholders for the windows, like the bottom of the windows where the windowsills are going to be, and also the drive-through windows as well. We're going to be getting those taken care of. We'll probably build up those. We'll then mark out where the, like, what materials are going to go where in the building, since there's kind of like it's not so random with White Castle. It's kind of like layers and layers, and there's a bit of a pattern to it rather than just a random nature like some builds. But once you have gotten your layer of stone bricks on top and your layer of quartz, what we now want to do is this. So starting from the right hand side of the entrance, so just to the right of it right here, going right on top of this layer of quartz, we want to do this sequence of blocks. We want to do 9 blocks of quartz. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Then 9 blocks of iron. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Then 7 blocks of quartz. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's start that again since we messed up. That's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 blocks of quartz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 9 blocks of iron. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then that should just leave us with
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
3 blocks of quartz on the right. We then want to take a sideways view like this, and then we want to go right of it with this sequence of blocks. Do 2 blocks of quartz, then 9 iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Then 3 quartz. 1, 2, 3. 9 iron. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then 3 quartz. 1, 2, 3.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3.
Then 5 iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. 3 block of quartz, that's 1, 2, and 3, then 5 iron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that should just leave us 5 blocks right on the end, and it just wants to look a little something like this. So this is the most different side from all of the other sides, since we have the drive-throughs. That's what the 2 smaller windows are on the right-hand side. They're the drive-through windows. Now, once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. Go all the way over to the opposite side of your White Castle. Just going left of the entrance here, just fill in those 3 blocks with block of quartz, and then take a sideways view to what you've just made. What we then want to do, and let me just bring this up, guys, what you then want to do, going left of this quartz block, we want to do 2 quartz, then 9 block of iron, that's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then 3 block of quartz, 1, 2, 3, then 9 iron, 1, 2.
1, 2, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then fill the rest of that particular level of White Castle in, fill it in with quartz. So just so that everything's nice and even. It's not necessary that we do this because we'd have to do it later anyway, but I figure why don't we just have it all nice and even at the moment, and we can just have something which should look a little bit like this. So that's perfect. You'll notice that whilst we do have the drive-through windows, we do have 6 windows that are the same. So let's take care of those windows, let's add all of the details to those, and then we can move on to the next bit. So let's start, it doesn't really matter which one we start with, so let's start with this front left-hand window first. On top of this left-hand block, we want to go up by 6, so that'll look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we want to do the same with the right-hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then connect those 6 blocks together, and you also want to split that window up the middle like this, and you also want to do a horizontal row of iron that is 2 rows lower than the very top of the window, so we kind of have a very conventional looking window now. And then we can just completely fill the center of this thing in with our black stained glass pane, and that's going to be very easy for us. We can just fill the center of the windows in with a black stained glass pane, and not only are we going to want to do this to this front left-hand window, but we now have 5 more windows to do. So that's the front left-hand window. Why don't we do it to the other windows? So I'm only going to explain this one more time. The left and right-hand blocks, we go up by 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then connect those together. We then split that window up the middle. Horizontal row of iron, 2 rows lower than the top to just kind of like form a conventional looking window, and then we just have to add all of the black stained glass paint. And we are going to be doing more to these windows later, but we're going to be doing that later, like we'll do a whole host of things later. So those are the front 2 windows. We now have 2 on the right and 2 on the left to do, and then we'll do the drive-throughs. So let's get cracking with those. Just got to count out the first row. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so there's actually a couple of things that we're going to want to do to the restaurant that we're just going to wait and do, and we're going to do it once we actually have like the general structure of the place completed, since like we've got lights to add to this place, we've got I don't know what you call them, you know, the things above windows. I never know what to call these, like the things above windows, they're like cloth and they kind of like overhang the window a little bit. I think it's to stop things hitting them, and I don't know, we've got to add some of those anyway. So what else will we be doing? We'll be adding a shield. We've got the logo to add. We've actually got 2 of those. We'll also have to add White Castle in writing on the left hand side of the building, just in case it isn't obvious that it's a White Castle. It's going to be once we actually write White Castle on the left hand side of this building. It actually looks pretty good. I've used orange and dark blue, and I've made like the white part of the castle like dark blue, or is it orange? I can't remember, and the other one is the opposite colour. So those are the 2 windows on the right hand side. Let's do the same to the left hand side. So I've just got to count out this first row of 6, otherwise I'll fail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, I actually did think about since we have written out White Castle, like on the actual building, I figured that I might actually use white the white part of White Castle. I'm not sure whether that would look good or not though, but it definitely makes sense, wouldn't it? I don't know. I might change my mind, but blue and orange look so good next to each other, and those are the colours of the logo.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Then again, the logo has a few colours. It's made up of pretty much dark blue, orange, and white. So that'd also fit. It'd be good if I could get all three colours in there. Actually, wouldn't that look a little bit better? Huh. We'll have to see. But we're getting very dangerously close, I would say, to finishing these windows. This is the sixth and final one, and what we're then going to do after that, we're going to. Why am I blanking on this? There we go. It's because I'm trying to add in this glass pane. Sometimes it's a little tricky. I have to concentrate. We're then going to do the drive-through windows. So those are the 6 windows then, guys. Those are the big ones. What we now want to do, and I've just got to adjust my plans for this. I've lost my mouse. I hate it when that happens. We now want to come all the way over to the opposite side of our restaurant. I suppose we should have ended on this side. And on top of the drive-through windows, on top of the left and right-hand blocks, we want to go up by 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just as we did the other windows, we want to go by 6 on the left and right hand side, connect them together at the top. You don't really have to do anything else. You know what will actually do what you have to do. So you just want to have something which should look a little bit like this. So you now have like 2 rectangles, which are the drive-through windows, and then you can add upside down quartz stairs at the bottom of those windows and add regular facing quartz stairs at the top. And that's all you have to really do for those. If you wanted to, you could even add a little bit of glass in, like going all the way around the window. Like sometimes there's like glass on the left and right hand side of drive-through windows, so you can like open and close them. You might want to add those to the windows as well. I didn't originally, but I actually kind of like how that looks. That looks kind of cool to me, and they'll just look a little something like this, and that's how this thing's shaping up. Once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. So what we're now going to do, we're going to fill in this particular layer. I say this particular layer. As high as we have went up with the windows, we are now going to add quartz to the building, if that makes sense, and I'm sure it does. What we basically want to do, we now want to fill the rest of the building, coming up to the top of the windows, and then we'll go beyond it a little bit, and we want to fill in the building until it is as high as the windows with quartz. So this will take quite a bit of time, as you guys know. It does take a little while, doesn't it? Like going all the way around the building. We've already had to do it twice already, both with the stone bricks and the original row of quartz. So a little bit of patience is going to be required for this, but then, you know what, I was going to lie to you, but I just realised I was going to say the next bit after this is actually a little bit more interesting. We'll get to add some detail. No, it's not. We just have to add more. We have to add more layers of different materials. That's all we have to do. That's what we're going to be doing for a little while, actually. We're actually going to be building most of the structure of White Castle in this little next part. Like, we've added the detail, not the details, we've added the windows, and we've added in the drive-through windows, and everything else is kind of like added afterwards. Like all of the details of White Castle, like I said, the logo, the things that overhang the windows, the lights, all of those things are kind of like added after the fact, after the building's actually been done, which isn't usually common. Usually we have to build these things into the building itself, but with this, not so much. So we're just adding in the layers of quartz, just in case you guys have forgotten somehow. We've got 4 more to do after this. We've actually got 6, but we've just got 4 more layers to do until we're as high as the windows, and then we'll be adding 2 additional layers of quartz on top. And these 2 layers of quartz are just going to separate the windows from the pattern. Like in White Castle, or most of them I've noticed, we don't have them here in Britain, so I've never actually seen one in real life, but I have been assured that it's actually quite nice. I'd kind of like to go there. I kind of really want a burger at the moment. I'm craving it. But anyway, in the buildings, I noticed that like above the windows, there's like a strip of blue, and then there's something whitish, and then there's another colour, and then there's white, and then there's like blue again. And this is very common from all of the White Castles that I've looked at on Google Images. Like, it's got that weird sort of pattern just above the windows, so that's what we're going to be adding after we have actually reached the top of the windows and done our 2 levels of quartz beyond. I kind of want to talk about something. I probably should. What can we talk about, guys? What can we talk about? So, I believe that it was the last video, and I'm not sure how many of you actually listened to these parts of the video. I'm not sure if you skip ahead, if you listen to me, if you mute me, if you put music on. That's perfectly fine. Anything that you want to do, as long as you make the tutorial, and as long as you give the video a like, give it a favourite, and give it a share. If you do actually make it, and if you do like it, then it doesn't really matter, you know, how you make it. I did discuss doing another Q&A, and I'm still want to do one. It's just that I'm really quite busy this weekend. I've been really light on time. I'm actually struggling to make this video, to be honest. I've had to really squeeze this in. Otherwise, you guys probably wouldn't be seeing this on Saturday, which is unfortunate. I'm actually making it on the Friday. This is the day before, and I've actually fell behind how I usually do my Saturday videos because I view them as the most important video on the channel. My Saturday video, it's always a building, it's usually something big, and it's usually something that I really expect and I really hope that you guys like. I'm usually like one ahead, like, but because of circumstances, I fell behind. Like, I usually have one in lieu. Like, I'm making this, and I should already have Saturday's video done. But unfortunately, this is what's going to be put up tomorrow, and I really wanted to do my Q&A, but I am light on time, and they usually require quite a bit of editing. I haven't forgotten about doing one, and I get a lot of requests to do another one, but I really do want to do one. I even made a video this week. I even made a questions video asking for questions. It was about a minute long. It's just me, you know, on webcam, and I'm just like, listen, I just want 5 questions. The way that I'm going to start off again, I think I'm going to take 5 solid questions instead of like 10 or anywhere between 10 and 20 as I usually did. And I think I'm going to try and cut down the length of the video because it was starting to get really long with my Q&As, and I think that I'll take more serious-ish questions rather than kind of like the goofy questions I'd usually take beforehand. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see how I'm doing it, but I am going to be doing another Q&A. So once you have added all of the layers of block of quartz coming all the way up to the window, once you have something that looks like this, you now want to add, guys, 2 additional layers of block of quartz. So that'll be this many just on top, and we're just going to keep adding these in. So yeah, it's not like I've forgotten about doing that. If any of you guys are a fan of both my buildings and I guess me, I suppose. That's a weird thing to say, fans of me. That's weird. Which brings me on to something else. I've been recording more adventure-y stuff and more custom maps. I've been having fun with that. You guys really enjoyed my Parkour Paradise series. I couldn't believe how much you guys actually did enjoy it. A lot of you were really surprised as well to see like a face reveal. Despite the fact I did a face reveal like at Halloween, I remember. I think it was literally on Halloween. I think it was the 31st of October. Yeah, that's when Halloween is, right? 31st or 3rd, whatever. I'm pretty sure it was on Halloween, and you guys were really surprised to see my face. I always like reading those comments. It's like, you know, oh my god, he showed his face, but you don't have 1 million subs. Why are you doing this? What are you doing? And it was just, it was fun to see those roll in. You guys were really happy with it, despite the fact, like I said, like 2 months ago, I revealed it, but I guess a lot of you guys didn't see the video. It's like a horror-esque video. It was, I think it was like a map called Lights Out. That was really fun to play. I should do more horror maps. I really should. I think that now you guys expect to see my face on like adventure maps and stuff that's basically not this. I think that a lot more of you guys will enjoy them because I will admit that it does add a layer of something. It really does. But we'll move back onto that in just a moment. So once you have your additional 2 layers of block of quartz added on top of your building, you now want to add a layer of blue wool. Just a layer of blue wool on top of your block of quartz. And like I said, we've got a few more layers of things to add, and that's when we'll start adding in more details and stuff once we've finally like once we finally got like the outline of the building, if you like, once we've got the base building taken care of, then we'll move on to some of the more detailed parts. I know that this is a bit boring, this particular part. I'm not really a fan of it either, but it's a necessary part to actually build up the actual structure of the White Castle. I almost said structure of the house. No one's living here, although that would be cool because technically you'd be living in a castle. But I didn't used to think that a face cam adds too much to videos, but I think it really does. I think it really does. Like watching it back, because I have to watch all of my things, once you've added in your single layer of blue, you now want to add another layer of block of quartz, guys. So once you've got that single layer of blue, add another layer of block of quartz, again going all the way around. After having to re-watch it and like sync it and make sure everything's fine and what have you, make sure everything works, it honestly does. It does add an extra layer. It's a little bit more entertaining, a lot more entertaining actually, I think, with the facecam, rather than just like the gameplay by itself, like the gameplay and it adds an extra element. It's I don't know, like it's hard to explain why it adds something. Like, even if you're not looking directly at it, seeing somebody react, like seeing how they're actually reacting in person rather than just vocally, it kind of brings you in a little bit. I guess it. But anyway, once you have added your extra layer of quartz on top of your layer of dark blue, it's now time to add a layer of block of iron going all the way around. And I'm sure that you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to vocalize this. I'm trying to describe. I'm trying to explain why it's better. But I'm sure that you guys intrinsically know this anyway. Like, is it better to watch like PewDiePie without the face camera, or is it better to watch him with it? It's definitely better to watch him with it, isn't it? Like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, it's all better. There's a reason that everybody does it, and I don't know why I was missing that for so long. I don't know why I was so reluctant to do a face reveal anyway. I have no idea. You guys always ask that, like, why did you never want to show? Why did you never want to do that? No, I've got no idea. You know, people they do things. Once you've added your extra layer of, I suppose it's your layer of block of iron, we now want to do an additional layer of block of quartz. After the layer of block of quartz, we're going to be adding a layer of dark blue. After this, we'll be doing 3 layers of block of quartz, and then we can start shaping White Castle a little bit more. As you guys know, and as you'll see from the thumbnail, on the front right-hand corner of our White Castle, we've actually got like the castle part, like we've got like a tower, and we're going to be adding that on right after we've actually finished like the base. Like once we have like the big square shape, since this is big, essentially a big giant square, I suppose it's going to be a cube once it's all nice and 3D. We're going to be adding the tower portion of this, which not difficult to add whatsoever. Once we've added the tower portion, we will then be adding like the bits at the top of the tower. By the way, once you've done your layer of block of quartz, after your iron, you then want to add an additional layer of dark blue. You know those bits, like the evenly spaced stones that go all the way around the top of castles and towers and stuff? That's what we'll then be adding after we've got the shape of White Castle taken care of. So that's what's going to be next on the list after we have that done. And as I keep repeating over and over again, we're just going all the way around the outside with our dark blue, and then following that will be 3 layers of dark blue, and then that's what we'll be doing. What else is there to talk about? I talked about my Q&A, I talked about the fact that I'm now doing more adventure mode stuff. Something will actually be going up, it'll be going up Friday, which is today for me, but I'm not sure if anything will be going up tomorrow. I'm going to try my best and see if I can find a nice quick little map and that can go up with this. But once you've done your layer of dark blue, guys, you then want to do 3 additional layers of quartz. So that'll be 1, 2, 3. On top of that pattern, do 3 layers of quartz going all the way around. And I'm not sure if I'll be able to find a nice quick little map, maybe if it's just like 10-15 minutes. But like I said, I'm trying to make a very real effort to try and post an adventure map or something, just something different than a tutorial every single day along with the tutorial. Obviously the tutorials will never get edged out, that'd be crazy, but except on Sundays actually. Sundays I don't always post a tutorial, sometimes it's just like a creative world, or sometimes it's just, it used to be a Q&A, like a Q&A and then like a creative world tour, and that'd give me like 2 weeks to prepare like a new row of things in creative, or you know, it doesn't have to be another row or any more or any less. It just give me more time to prepare things in creative, and I don't feel as though that I've actually got enough at the moment, so it's probably not going to be a creative world tour, although I do have some pretty interesting things I do have some alternate statues. You guys, what will be going up today to give you guys a, well, it's not a sneak peek, is it? Because you guys will be seeing this afterwards, possibly. But what went up yesterday, which I'm very excited about, is an alternate statue of Steve riding a zombie. Which sounds, I don't know whether that sounds a little boring or not, but it won't be once you actually look at the statue. The statue, I think, is excellent. I love it to death. I laugh every time I see it, because imagine this. Regular zombie, he's stood up, he's got his arms out like you're giving somebody a piggyback. He has Steve on his back. Steve's legs are going like through the zombie's arms, so they're poking out the front of the statue. So the Steve's on his back, he's kind of like just behind his head's poking out the top. One arm is pointing in the direction that he wants to go, and in his left arm, which is also out in front of him, upwards, he's holding a map. And it's got a little like red X on it. It's got a destination, and it is.
Oh my god!
It's so wonderful. I love it to death. I laugh every time. I'm going to get a real kick out of it as well. It's called Steve Riding a Zombie, so if you missed that, if you want to make a pretty funny statue, if it looks good as well, feel free to check that out. But this is White Castle, guys. I know it doesn't look like it at the moment, does it? But it's going to look so different in just a little bit. So once you've reached this point right here, once you've added all of your layers of block of quartz on top, what you now want to do is this. Come all the way to the front right-hand corner of your White Castle. You literally want to be on this very corner. Now, on top of this corner block, you want to go up by 6 with your quartz. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You then want to not only go left of this 6th block by 14, but you want to go that way, like across towards the back by 14. So left by 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Pardon me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay.
Get that down to the actual White Castle, but you also want to do the same thing on the opposite side. So this 6th block, you want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14. And
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
And connect that 14th block all the way down to there. And what you can also do, connect those 14th blocks together. So the way to do that, it's like what we did at the very beginning. You just kind of want to drag one to the right and drag one backwards and just connect them, and you'll end up with something that should look a little bit like this, kind of like a nice big 3D rectangular shape. And just drag this block down and until it like hits the top of the roof, which will be roughly here. Is it here? I think it's about there. So you just want to have something which should look like that, guys. Now, once you reach this point right here, what we should probably do, we should probably fill the sides of this tower part in. So fill in the sides of the tower with your block of quartz. I was going to say that it's time for us to do like the evenly spaced stones, like going all the way around the top of White Castle, but nah, not yet. We're going to fill this thing in with quartz. I was going to say with white block, which could mean anything. It could mean iron. It could mean the glass, it could mean white wall, but we just want to fill this in with the quartz, and then we're going to do the stones that go all the way around the top, and then we're going to be doing the things that will make this White Castle, that'll, when you look at it, other than the fact that this thing will look like a castle, will be like, yeah, I know what that building is. And I love that as well. I love that. I love it when I don't have to tell people what things are. I always love it when, like McDonald's, it's like, oh my god, that's a McDonald's, you don't have to tell anyone. That's a KFC, that's a Burger King. That's obvious. Despite the fact that I have literally written White Castle on the side of this thing. I'm sure that you guys, I hope so anyway, only Americans and like people who are aware of White Castle know, but I hope that it's instantly recognisable as like, oh my god, he's built a White Castle, thank you. I love that building. I'm hoping that that's a sort of response, and what we want to have, guys, should look a little bit like this, and that's wonderful. That's exactly what we want to have. So once you've reached this point right here, guys, this is what you want to do next. Actually, one moment, guys, let me just make sure that I've done this correctly. So yeah, I have. Never mind. So once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. We're now going to add all of the stones on top of our White Castle. So first of all, starting with the tower, you want to do this. So starting from the top left-hand corner of the tower, you want to do a row of 3 quartz going right. That's 1, 2, 3. We then want to skip 3 blocks and then do another row of 3. Skip 3 blocks, row of 3. Come to the right-hand side now, going right. Since we already have one, we only have to go right by 2 to give us our row of 3. Skip 3 blocks, row of 3. Skip 3, row of 3. Right-hand side now, going right. Since we already have one, we only have to go right by 2 to give us our row of 3. Skip 3 blocks, row of 3. Skip 3, row of 3. Sideways view, going right. We only have to start off with 2. Then miss 3. 3, skip 3 blocks, row of 3, skip 3, row of 3. Sideways view, going right, we only have to start off with 2, then miss 3, 3, miss 3, 3, sideways view, going right, row of 2, miss 3, row of 3, miss 3, row of 2, to give us kind of like the stone castle effect on top, and it's just 3 blocks, miss 3 every time. Very, very simple. Now, once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. So why don't we do this? Coming to the right-hand side of our White Castle, we want to, going right of like the tower, so on top of this top row of the building right here, going right, you want to do this. So do 2 block of quartz, miss 2, 2, 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 miss 2, miss, and then place 2. And that should take you to the very end, and that should just be evenly placed. Now, the problem with the rest of White Castle, the backhand side and the left-hand side, because we have the tower placed, and because it's only on one side, the back, it's a little bit uneven with the stone placement, and as is the left-hand side. So we're going to have to deal with this. It's very unrecognisable unless you really look at it, but this is how it's going to look. So you're on the back, you go to the right, and you want to do this. You want to do 1 block of quartz, and then we want to do this next bit 4 times. We want 4 repetitions of this. We want to miss 2, place 1, so that'll be 1, miss 2, place 2, 2, miss 2, place 2, that's 3, miss 2, place 2, that's 4. We now only want to skip 1 block and place a row of 3, skip 1 block, place a row of 3, and then we can repeat the same pattern that we did a few times already. Actually, first of all, we want to miss 1, then place 2, and then we can do miss 2, place 2, miss 2, place 2, miss 2, place 2, miss 2, place 2, to take us to the very end. So you'll notice that it's quite obvious once, it's been pointed out to you, but you don't see it otherwise. There's just 2 rows of 3 in the center. Unfortunately, there's no way to balance that any other way. Well, there is, but this is the most inconspicuous way that I managed to find to do it. And once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. You now want to continue going round our White Castle. You want to, going right of this single quartz block, you want to do this. So you want to go right by 1. And then we want to repeat this pattern, guys. This pattern we want to repeat 5 more times. And it'll be miss 2, place 2, that's once. Miss 2, place 2, twice. 3 times. 4 times. 5 times. What we then want to do is simply skip 1 block, place 2, and then we want to skip 2 blocks, place 2, and then we want to repeat that pattern over and over again. So then we just want to keep skipping 2, placing 2, and then we'll eventually reach the opposite side. So we want to have something which should look like that. And again, it's uneven, but it's very, very subtle. Like, again, you probably wouldn't notice it unless you were really, really staring at it, and I found no other way to balance this other than changing the shape of White Castle completely, and I didn't want to do that. So, once you've reached this point right here, we now want to come to the front, and this is where it's easy again. So, going right at this quartz spot, we want to place one, and then it's miss two, place two, miss two, place two, so on and so forth, until we eventually hit the tower on the right-hand side. It wants to look a little something. That's the wrong view, I didn't want this one. It wants to look a little something like this, and like I said, like, you don't even notice it unless you really, really look for it. So, once you've reached this point right here, guys, this is what you want to do next. We're now going to take care of all of the windows. Then we're going to take care of the branding, and we're going to take care of the windows, the lights, and then we'll take care of the branding, and then we'll be done. So, once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. So, let's start with the door, since this is kind of like a unique part of this. So, just above the door, you want to do this. So, going from left to right, at the top, like the row of block of quartz just above the door, you want to do this. You want to do one dark blue, one white, one blue, one white, one blue. You also want to extend the dark blues on the left and right hand side to the left and right by one. You then want to do a diagonal row coming out in front of the row that you've just placed. So you want to do like a diagonal row coming down in front, and then you want to add 2 additional layers of the materials that you use coming down. Now this is, so it's kind of difficult to explain, and I'm not sure if I did a very good job of that or not, but you kind of want to have this, and this is just like that's the thing that sits just above the door coming out in front. And what you also want to do, and this is very subtle, you want to do upside down quartz stairs just on the ends of like that fold that we have at the top of the thingy that comes out in front of the windows and the door. And it will just look a little something like this, and that's perfect, that's what you want to have. Now, not only do you want to have this in front of the door, but we want to have it in front of the windows, except the windows are a little bit more uniform. In front of the windows, or at the top of the windows, like it's just in line with the window, it doesn't like come out left and right of the window as the door does. So, starting from just above this window, and we have to do the 6 times in total, going from left to right, we want to do 2 dark blue, 1 white, 1 dark blue, 1 white, 1 blue, 1 white, 2 dark blue, and then we want to do the thing where it like comes out diagonally, and then we just want to add 2 additional layers of the materials just underneath that bottom row. So underneath the dark blue we want to add dark blue, underneath the white we want to add white, and it's just as simple as that. And it's, oh my god, why can't I place these blocks? Why can't I place these blocks? So it just wants to look a little something like this, and like I said, you'll also want to add, or you might want to add, you might not want to, add some upside down quartz stairs just underneath those, and it just makes it look a little bit better, I think. And there you go, it's as simple as that, and you want to do that in total 5 more times. So go from left to right, just above the window, it'll be 2 dark blue, white, blue, white, blue, white, 2 blue. Is that, and you want to do that in total 5 more times. So go from left to right, just above the window, it'll be 2 dark blue, white, blue, white, 2 blue. Then coming out diagonally, we want to do the same thing, and then underneath that we want to add 2 additional layers. So just underneath that, 2 additional layers coming down like that, and then we've just got our quartz stairs to add, and that'll be the front. So that will be all of the like overhangy window things on the front. And once you've got that taken care of, pauses if necessary, of course, if you're still working on it for that, but I'm sure that you'll manage to catch up anyway. Once you've got that taken care of, we now just want to do the very same thing above each one of the other windows, and that's the, whoops, 2 blue. And that's the last time that I'm probably going to explain that process, just because I feel it to be a little unnecessary. We've done it twice already, and I'm sure that you guys have now got it. You're sick of me talking about it, I'm sure you are, and we're now just going to do it to each one of the other windows, and it'll take us a little while just because it's a little bit fiddly, but it'll be worth it once it's done, because as I've realised, as I've like been watching the building develop, this place really isn't, it doesn't look good at all unless everything's been done. Like, some buildings, they look kind of cool, despite, like, even if you don't add a logo on them, even if you don't add, like, unless ever, but in about our quartz stairs to add, and that'll be the front. So that will be all of the like overhangy window things on the front. Once you've got that taken care of, pauses if necessary, of course, if you're still working on any of that, but I'm sure that you'll manage to catch up anyway. Once you've got that taken care of, we now just want to do the very same thing above each one of the other windows, and that's the, whoops, too blue. And that's the last time that I'm probably going to explain that process, just because I feel it to be a little unnecessary. We've done it twice already, and I'm sure that you guys have now got it. You're sick of me talking about it, I'm sure you are, and we're now just going to do it to each one of the other windows, and it'll take us a little while just because it's a little bit fiddly, but it'll be worth it once it's done, because as I've realised, as I've like been watching the building develop, this place really isn't, it doesn't look good at all unless everything's being done. Like, some buildings, they look kind of cool, despite, like, even if you don't add a logo on them, even if you don't add like all the branding and all of the other things. Like this building is heavily reliant upon the fact that you've got all of these nice little extras. So those are the things. Just, oh, have I not done enough of that? Oh, that's silly. They don't come down far enough. I only added the one extra layer, but that's easily fixed, isn't it? I wondered why they looked a little weird. Yeah, some buildings, they don't look good until they're absolutely finished, and some buildings, you know, they look good once the structure's done. So there we go. That's how that'll look. The front is done properly as well. Yeah, the front's done properly. So we just have this opposite side. I'm trying to think of a couple of buildings like in my head that look good. Like a lot of the modern houses look good without. There we go. A lot of the modern houses look quite good without anything being done to them. What else? I have one in my head, like Starbucks actually looks pretty good. Taco Bell looks really, really good, despite like even with no branding and stuff. That looks really, really cool. Did I add the upside down quartz stairs to the windows? I'll have to check that on the opposite side. I'm sure I did. I think I did, but you know, I'm never always completely sure, so we'll have to just check that. We'll have to remember to add the upside down quartz stairs onto these windows as well. So is that, yeah, there we go. So let's just do the upside down quartz stairs, and here will be boom and boom. And let's go and check the opposite side just to make sure that we did do the stairs. Yes, yes, perfect. So we just want to have something which should look a little bit like this, and as you can see, in just doing that, it already looks a little bit better, doesn't it? So once you've reached this point right here, this is what we're going to do next. So on the front of our White Castle, we have two lights. These two lights sit directly in the middle of the entrance and the first window, directly in the middle, which should be here. It sticks out of this block of iron. Is that the middle block? Hang on, it's a little tricky because that overhangs. It's one. Let's use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and it should be on the fifth block. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should be just above here to the left. I know that doesn't look on the center, but trust me, it is. It's just the fact that the stupid, this thing overhangs the door by 1. So that first light goes here. It starts off with a dark blue wall directly in between the window and the door, and then you want to do a diagonal coming up towards you, then up 2, diagonal towards you, then bottom down diagonal towards you, then...
Hello, Devon Ben Knight. Welcome to the live stream. Hopefully I said your name correctly. If not, I'm sorry, because I'm horrible at names.
Then out by 1. Underneath the block that, like, the 2 coming down, we want to place a white stained glass. And there we go. That just kind of, like, represents down by 2, then out by 1. Underneath the block that, like, the 2 coming down, we want to place a white stained glass. And there we go. That just kind of, like, represents a lamp, a light that sits out in front of the building. Once you've done that one, we now want to do the other one, and it sits in the same place in between these 2 windows now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It will sit on this 4th block directly in the middle. In front of this iron, that'll be 1, and then an up diagonal coming towards us, then 2 coming up diagonal coming towards us, bottom diagonal coming towards us, down 2, out towards us by 1, then white stained glass, just like that. And what you want to have should look a little bit like this. And bam,
you're a pro.
guys, those
Thank you.
Kind of light those lamps coming out in front of the building. Once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. So we're now going to do the logo, and then we'll do the actual writing on the wall, which sounds like a James Bond theme tune intro. But what you want to do, come all the way up to the top right hand corner of your White Castle. Is this the best place to start? Yeah, why not? Come all the way up to the top right hand corner. So from this top right hand corner of the tower, you want to come down by 2, that'll be 1 and 2. We then want to go left by 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Place a dark blue block, then go down by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 bottom left diagonals, left by 2, top left diagonals, up by 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then a bottom right, up right, bottom, top left diagonals, up by 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then a bottom right, up right, bottom right, up right, bottom right. And that is your shield right slap bang in the centre of your tower. You then, starting from the left hand side here, going up and down, do 2 rows of orange inside the shield. Then do a single row of orange, or a single orange I should say, in the 3rd row, at the very bottom, and then just fill in the rest of the shield with white wool. Now, obviously, the shield shouldn't look exactly like this. It should really be half and half. But unfortunately for us, our shield it's an odd number, so we can't just split it down the centre, and it's hard to make a shield if it's like an even number anyway. So once you've reached this point right here, guys, this is what you want to do next. We now want to do the very same thing on the opposite side of the tower. So on the right hand side, we've also got the shield. So starting from the very top right hand corner, we want to come down by 2, that's 1, 2. We then want to go left by 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Place a dark blue, come down by 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 bottom left diagonals, left 2, top left diagonals, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottom right, up right, bottom right, up right, bottom right. Then we want to start from the left, do 2 rows of orange, then do a single orange at the bottom centre, then white wool everywhere else, and that will be the other shield. That's the other logo. It should look a little something like this. If you wanted to, you could reverse it like you could on this one. If you wanted to make them more orange than white, you could, but I like it like this. Once you've got both of those shields done, the last thing that we have to do in the ways of detail, and this is how it's starting to look, by the way, guys. I don't know. It's night and day. Once you add in the things above the windows and the logos and stuff, it looks so different. Once you've reached this point right here, we now want to come all the way over to the left-hand side of our White Castle, and we want to come all the way to the back. So come all the way to the White Castle, come all the way to the back. To come all the way over to the left-hand side of our White Castle, we want to come all the way to the back. So come all the way to the White Castle, come all the way to the back. You now want to, starting from, you can see where we have this top row of blue, you want to be on top of this 3rd block right here. On top of this 3rd block, place an orange wool, come down by 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an upright diagonal from that 4th block, go right 1, then go up 3, down 1. That is a W, or as close as we can get in 3 blocks width. Every single one of these letters, they are spaced 1 block away. Every single one of them, other than the I, is 3 wide and 5 tall. They sit in between the 2 blue lines. Knowing all of that, this next bit's easy. So that's a W. We now have to do the H. Leave a row, do a vertical row of orange, then take the middle block, extend it to the right by 2, make the 2nd block going right as tall and as low as the W. That's the H. Now for the I. The I is 1 row away, and it is just a vertical row of orange. 1 row away, just a vertical row of orange. For the T, 1 row away, do a row of 3 at the top coming across, take the middle block, extend it down. That's the T. For the E, we want to do a vertical row of orange, 1 row away from the T. We want to take the bottom, the middle, and the top blocks and extend them going right each by 2. That will form the white. Take out your dark blue. I decided to separate the white and the castle into orange and blue. Going right of the E with your blue, you want to do a vertical row of blue, 1 row away, take the bottom row and the top rows, extend them going right each by 2. For the A, we want to do 2 vertical rows of dark blue, 1 row away from each other, so we're starting to do an H. Take the middle block and the top block, connect them together. That's the A. For the S is a little trickier. 1 row away, we do a row of 3 at the top, we do a row of 3 at the bottom, we take the right hand block, the bottom right hand block will go up by 2, left 2, up 1 to form the S. For the T, we've done this before. Row 3, middle block down. For the L, L's very simple. One row away, we do vertical row of dark blue, then take the bottom block, extend it to the right by 2. For the E, we've done one of these before. Vertical row of dark blue, bottom, top block, each going right again with the middle block. And what you'll end up with should look a little bit like this, and that is just White Castle. The white part of your White Castle is orange. It should be white, I know, but it blends in too much. The castle part is dark blue. It should sit 2 blocks away on the left, 2 blocks away on the right. Very easy. And once you've got that taken care of, you should end up with something that should look a little bit like this, and this is just kind of like a diagonal view. Look at this. There you go, guys. That is White Castle. We have a couple of things left to do. So one thing, all of these things I'm not doing on recording actually. So the next thing, which I really should do on recording, guys, but I'm not going to because it's going to take a really long time, and plus it's not really necessary for me to be here with you guys as we do this. All we've got to do to actually complete the structure of the building, so this is the outside and the inside aren't being done in this part. All you have to do is fill in the top of the roof and the top of the little castle part, so the top of the castle part here, fill in the tops of those with a block of quartz, and that is all you have to do to complete the structure of the building. That will be the building part of this complete. That's the actual physical building. What I'm now going to do, I'm going to go away and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you guys the original version of this thing. I'm going to show you guys my original White Castle. With the original version of White Castle, not only tops of those with a block of quartz, and that is all you have to do to complete the structure of the building. That will be the building part of this complete. That's the actual physical building. What I'm now going to do, I'm going to go away and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you guys the original version of this thing. I'm going to show you guys my original White Castle. With the original version of White Castle, not only have I done the interior, but I've done the exterior as well. It's not incredibly different from my other restaurants, but it is, you know, it just gives you guys a bit of an idea of what it could look like with the inside and the outside. It shows you how much room you've got, and it shows you how the thing looks as a whole package, rather than just like a standalone building without the interior and the exterior done. So I've actually filled in the top part of this castle. Once you've done that, you'll just want to fill in the top of the building, and like I said, I'm not going to hang in there with you guys. What I'm now going to do, I'm going to flip over to my original version of this, and I'm going to show you guys what the inside and the outside looks like once you've actually tweaked them and made them how you like it. So I'll be back in just a moment, guys, with the original version of this bang. Welcome to the original version of my White Castle. You might be able to see that not a massive amount has changed, especially with the outside, but it does look ever so slightly less plain than if we just left it. So why don't we take a look at the inside, where most of the drastic changes have been made, and then we can take a look at the outside as well. So the inside of this has been done like I pretty much do every single fast food restaurant, because most fast food restaurants really are just set out the same. Like, there's simply an eating area, there's a place where you go and order your food, this is where people would take your order, that's the board that you look at, mine looks like a rainbow, that's a drive-through window which is way too high off of the ground, but you know, it's really not scaled that well for Minecraft people. Although, I mean, you can just build some stairs up to it if you wanted to. Where's the quartz stairs? We could the right way. There, you've got a nice lovely rainbow. That's supposed to mean ordering. It's a little hard to scale it for Minecraft people, to be honest with you, but yeah, you're probably going to want to light it up even better than that. It really is so incredibly dark in here, so why don't we just continue on? So, this is the eating area, this is the room that will take you through to, like, that's where you get behind the register, that's where you'd serve people. This takes us to the kitchen here. This is the kitchen, very poor kitchen, that's where you'd throw the food through. This is where you cook it, that's all the you'd probably want some more stairs. This is where you would take people's money in exchange for food. On the stairs, give me the money, thank you very much. This is really in all just copy all of my other previous restaurant layouts, and I don't know, I don't particularly think it works for this, to be honest. It's got to sacrifice a little bit of it actually working for the aesthetic of it, if that makes sense. But there you go, that's the outside of White Castle. It's quite simple, and if you want to do the drive-through, it's just like 5 rows of cyan stained clay in between 2 rows of stone bricks either side, and there you go, guys, that's exactly how it looks. So why don't we take off the UI, why don't we have a bit of a spin? Hopefully that little look at what we've done there was useful in some way, shape or form. What's my favourite view of this? I like a couple of views of White Castle. This is probably it. It's probably this view. Kind of like shows everything. You've got the White Castle logo, you've got White Castle, you've got everything written there. I really like that view. That's probably my favourite view out of this. So hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you've managed to make it. And if you've done both of those things, guys, I would really appreciate it if you could give this video a like, a favourite, a share, anything you'd feel like doing, tell me out, guys. I would just vastly appreciate.
Guys, I have finished and built a White Castle. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me building a White Castle restaurant. If you did, guys, enjoyed this video, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Sorry, hit the notification bell so don't miss a video from me, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely day, guys. Peace out.